Everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So here today we are going to be looking at the Phylum Nematoda. So the Phylum Nematoda is also known as the roundworms. So this is mainly made up of roundworms. So these roundworms have a cylindrical body, so it resembles a cylinder. They have a cylindrical body which is tapered at both ends. So what we simply mean by tapered is that the ends are thinner than the middle, like that. So as you go to the ends, they are thinner like that. So this is what we mean by they have a tapered ends there. So that is what we refer to as being tapered like this. The ends are thin. The ends are thin like that as compared to the middle. So this is what we refer to as they have a tapered end. Then the other characteristic that is here is that they are unsegmented. So unlike earthworms, these are unsegmented. So earthworms will have segments like that. They will have segments like that. But for the Phylum Nematoda, they are not segmented. They just appear as one structure like that. So there's nothing like the segments. So the common example that you can have under the Phylum Nematoda is the famous Ascaris lumbricoides. So this is the common example, the Ascaris lumbricoides. I believe this is what we call in our local language as insocanda. So insocanda is what we call Ascaris lumbricoides. So these Ascaris lumbricoides have got hooks for clinging to host intestines. So as you can see, this is Ascaris lumbricoides like that. So now these have got more like hooks like this to be able to cling to host's intestines. So as you can see, they have stuck to the host's intestines like that, such that they cannot easily be able to be removed. So this is the characteristic of the Phylum Nematoda. The other characteristic that is there is that they are pseudocoelomate. As you can see, this characteristic pseudocoelomate. What is this? So this simply means to say they have a body cavity. So they have a body cavity, but it is not lined by the mesoderm. So like for example, this is the cavity, which is the space. So if you have the digestive cavity like this, now this space is what we call pseudocoelom. So they are pseudocoelomates, meaning to say their cavity is not lined by the mesoderm. So as long as it is not lined by the mesoderm, then we are going to call it pseudo. If it is lined by the mesoderm, it will just be called coelomate. So like earthworms are coelomates, but for the roundworms, which are the ones that we are looking at, these ones are pseudocoelomate. This characteristic is very important. They can ask you during multiple choice. So the other characteristic that is important that can appear in multiple choice is what we call they are triploblastic. So just to know what triploblastic means, triploblastic. So triploblastic simply means to say they develop from the 3 germ layers. So these germ layers are the ectoderm, they have the ectoderm, they have the mesoderm, and they have the endoderm. So they are triploblastic, and they are also bilaterally symmetrical. So this knowledge is important, especially for multiple choice. They are bilaterally symmetrical. So as you can see, the middle is the mesoderm, the inner is the endoderm like that. So ecto is outside, meso middle, endo is the inner. So now what we are talking about when we refer them to be bilaterally symmetrical, it simply means to say they can be cut into two equal parts like that, and the other half will look exactly the same. So that is what we refer to as bilaterally symmetrical like that. So basically that's that about the Phylum Nematoda. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you would like, subscribe and share for more. See you in the next tutorial.